Welcome to the Actuate Health Access Faucet, a transformative initiative dedicated to empowering individuals through the principles of sustainable One Health. This program recognizes the deep interconnectedness of animal, environmental, and human health, affirming that a holistic approach is key to well-being. Our program is designed to equip individuals with essential health knowledge, enabling them to become custodians of their own well-being. Through our hybrid Learn-to-Earn sessions, conducted both virtually via Google Meet and at physical locations, we engage participants from diverse backgrounds. These weekly sessions serve as dynamic platforms for learning, discussion, and collaboration. We focus on the co-creation of knowledge through the Learn One, Do One, Teach One approach. This method ensures that each participant not only learns valuable health information, but also applies it and teaches it to others, fostering a ripple effect of empowerment and education. By participating in the Actuate Health Access Program, individuals gain the tools and knowledge needed to improve their health and the health of their communities. Our goal is to create a network of informed and proactive health custodians who can address health challenges in a sustainable and impactful way. Join us in this journey towards better health for all. Together, we can make a difference. Welcome to the Actuate Health Access Faucet, a transformative initiative dedicated to empowering individuals through the principles of sustainable One Health. This program recognizes the deep interconnectedness of animal, environmental, and human health, affirming that a holistic approach is key to well-being. Our program is designed to equip individuals with essential health knowledge, enabling them to become custodians of their own well-being. Through our hybrid Learn-to-Earn sessions, conducted both virtually via Google Meet and at physical locations, we engage participants from diverse backgrounds. These weekly sessions serve as dynamic platforms for learning, discussion, and collaboration. We focus on the co-creation of knowledge through the Learn One, Do One, Teach One approach. This method ensures that each participant not only learns valuable health information, but also applies it and teaches it to others, fostering a ripple effect of empowerment and education. By participating in the Actuate Health Access Program, individuals gain the tools and knowledge needed to improve their health and the health of their communities. Our goal is to create a network of informed and proactive health custodians who can address health challenges in a sustainable and impactful way. Join us in this journey towards better health for all. Together, we can make a difference. Welcome to the Actuate Health Access Faucet, a transformative initiative dedicated to empowering individuals through the principles of sustainable One Health. This program recognizes the deep interconnectedness of animal, environmental, and human health, affirming that a holistic approach is key to well-being. Our program is designed to equip individuals with essential health knowledge, enabling them to become custodians of their own well-being. Through our hybrid Learn-to-Earn sessions, conducted both virtually via Google Meet and at physical locations, we engage participants from diverse backgrounds. These weekly sessions serve as dynamic platforms for learning, discussion, and collaboration. We focus on the co-creation of knowledge through the Learn One, Do One, Teach One approach. This method ensures that each participant not only learns valuable health information, but also applies it and teaches it to others, fostering a ripple effect of empowerment and education. By participating in the Actuate Health Access Program, individuals gain the tools and knowledge needed to improve their health and the health of their communities. Our goal is to create a network of informed and proactive health custodians who can address health challenges in a sustainable and impactful way. Join us in this journey towards better health for all. Together, we can make a difference. Welcome to the Actuate Health Access Faucet, a transformative initiative dedicated to empowering individuals through the principles of sustainable One Health. This program recognizes the deep interconnectedness of animal, environmental, and human health, affirming that a holistic approach is key to well-being. Our program is designed to equip individuals with essential health knowledge, enabling them to become custodians of their own well-being. Through our hybrid Learn-to-Earn sessions, conducted both virtually via Google Meet and at physical locations, we engage participants from diverse backgrounds. These weekly sessions serve as dynamic platforms for learning, discussion, and collaboration. We focus on the co-creation of knowledge through the Learn One, Do One, Teach One approach. This method ensures that each participant not only learns valuable health information, but also applies it and teaches it to others, fostering a ripple effect of empowerment and education. By participating in the Actuate Health Access Program, individuals gain the tools and knowledge needed to improve their health and the health of their communities. Our goal is to create a network of informed and proactive health custodians who can address health challenges in a sustainable and impactful way. Join us in this journey towards better health for all. Together, we can make a difference. Welcome to the Actuate Health Access Faucet, a transformative initiative dedicated to empowering individuals through the principles of sustainable One Health. This program recognizes the deep interconnectedness of animal, environmental, and human health, affirming that a holistic approach is key to well-being. Our program is designed to equip individuals with essential health knowledge, enabling them to become custodians of their own well-being. Through our hybrid Learn to Earn sessions, conducted both virtually via Google Meet and at physical locations, we engage participants from diverse backgrounds. These weekly sessions serve as dynamic platforms for learning, discussion, and collaboration. We focus on the co-creation of knowledge through the Learn One, Do One, Teach One approach. This method ensures that each participant not only learns valuable health information, but also applies it and teaches it to others, fostering a ripple effect of empowerment and education. By participating in the Actuate Health Access Program, individuals gain the tools and knowledge needed to improve their health and the health of their communities. Our goal is to create a network of informed and proactive health custodians who can address health challenges in a sustainable and impactful way. Join us in this journey towards better health for all. Together, we can make a difference. Welcome to the Actuate Health Access Faucet, a transformative initiative dedicated to empowering individuals through the principles of sustainable One Health. This program recognizes the deep interconnectedness of animal, environmental, and human health, affirming that a holistic approach is key to well-being. Our program is designed to equip individuals with essential health knowledge, enabling them to become custodians of their own well-being. Through our hybrid Learn to Earn sessions, conducted both virtually via Google Meet and at physical locations, we engage participants from diverse backgrounds. These weekly sessions serve as dynamic platforms for learning, discussion, and collaboration. We focus on the co-creation of knowledge through the Learn One, Do One, Teach One approach. This method ensures that each participant not only learns valuable health information, but also applies it and teaches it.
Uh, Good evening. Kindly Frida confirm whether you can hear me.
Yes, Glory, we can hear
Can you start the meeting now?
you. Yeah.
Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our today's session, the health access session. Today we are on our third session, cohort 3, where we have been exploring how we can utilize our token, the ACT token, to solve financial barriers in health access. So last week we did the importance of Actuate token in health access. We gave the general overview of the importance of on how we can use our token. And now today's class, we will explore the importance of the Actuate token in individuals' health access. Yeah, last week class was general, so we will break it down into the importance in individuals, family, community, and the whole world, the global health now. So today we are starting with the importance of Actuate token in individuals' health access. So before we start our discussion, let me take you through this agenda. We will start by topic presentation by our topic master, who is Rose Mugwe. And then after that, we will have privilege to hear from our CEO, Dr. Macharia Waringi, who will give us additional comments about the topic. Then after that, we will have an interactive session, and I encourage you to engage, to participate. You can ask questions, raise your views. You can use the chat box or raise your hand to speak. And then after that, we will have the pre-Boston Nairobi Summit announcement from our president, our summit president, Augustine Narokwe. Yes, and then we will adjourn the meeting. So I encourage us to listen keenly, to think about it, yeah, and at the end, let's have questions. Let's have an interactive session. So now allow me to welcome our topic master, Rose Mugwe. Rose, can you hear me?
Hey, Glory, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Welcome. Go ahead with the presentation.
It's okay. So, hello. I'm hoping that you all are okay. Personally, I'm okay. And I'm the one handling today's topic. And our topic today is the importance of Actuate token in individual health access. So that's our topic today. And I'll start. When it's Actuate token, it is designed to operate within a blockchain-based healthcare ecosystem, and it offers numerous benefits that can that can enhance individuals to access that can enhance individuals' health access. So I'm going to explain some of the 15 ways, or rather 15 ways in which Actuate token can positively impact individual health access. And to begin with, number one, um,
You've done. You've lost Ross. Ross, we can't hear you.
Hi, Rose.
affordable healthcare service. So,
Hello,
She said,
Rose.
she said number one and then she disappeared.
oh, okay. Can you hear me right now? Am I audible right now?
Yes. Go back to number one.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. I guess my network is misbehaving. So the first benefit is affordable healthcare services. And I'm saying Actuate token can be used to pay for healthcare services, which reduces out-of-pocket expenses for individuals. So that's the first importance, or rather the first uh, significance of Actuate token to individual health access. And when you talk about affordable healthcare services, it has the potential to lower potential for lower transaction. Hope we are together. On the second importance is direct access to telemedicine. With Actuate tokens, individuals can use it to access telemedicine services, which enables a remote consultation with healthcare providers. This is especially important for those living in rural or underserved areas who may otherwise struggle to access quality health care. And the third significance is personalized health incentives, whereby these tokens can reward individuals for healthy behaviors. And these behaviors include regular exercise, adherence to treatment plans, or participation in wellness programs. These incentives encourage individuals to take proactive steps in managing their health. So that's the third one.
Wow, she drops off again after number 3.
And on to the fourth. It's okay. So number 3.
Yes.
Personalized health incentives, whereby these tokens can reward individuals for healthy behaviors. And these behaviors include a regular exercise, adherence to treatment plans, or participation in wellness programs. So these incentives encourage individuals to take proactive steps managing their health. So it will encourage individuals to follow these steps, whereby they'll be able to manage their health. The fourth significance. Hope you guys can hear me.
Yes.
Am
Yes, you are audible.
I audible? And so
Yes.
one is health insurance payments. The token can be used to pay for or contribute to microinsurance premiums. And this provides individuals with affordable health insurance options. It ensures that more people, so it really helps when it comes to insurance payments. And with that, definitely the people will have financial protection against unexpected medical costs, because at times you find that when an individual goes to the hospital, they're given a bill, maybe a bill they can't, that is too much for them to maybe get the money. Onto the fifth is crowdfunding for personal medical needs. And under these are significant, individuals facing high medical costs can raise funds through community crowdfunding using Actuate tokens. This decentralized approach allows friends, family, and even strangers to contribute to a person's healthcare needs directly. Hope so far we can all see the significance of Actuate tokens in individual health access. The seventh one, we have reduce healthcare fraud. This is because there's a transparency in healthcare payments. Individuals can be confident that their tokens, their actual token payments are being used correctly and they are not being overcharged or scammed. Yeah, so it ensures that doesn't happen. We all know, or rather, we all talk about a corrupt world, but with the tokens, be sure of reduced healthcare fraud. The other one, number 8, we have immediate payment for services. Also, for Actuate tokens, these tokens facilitate instant payments to healthcare providers, reducing delays in receiving care. These also it's beneficial in emergency situations where time is critical, whereby, for instance, you told that your patient really need to be treated, or rather you as the individual, you need to be treated as, or rather receive treatment as fast as possible. These tokens they will help you with making those instant payments with no delays. Then we have the ninth significance. We have empowerment through community participation. By holding and using Actuate token, individuals become active participants in their healthcare ecosystem. And these individuals who are using these tokens, they can vote on healthcare initiatives or maybe research projects. And this ensures that the services and programs funded align with their needs and preferences. And then we have access to global healthcare networks. These Actuate tokens, they allow individuals to access healthcare services across borders, enabling them to seek a specialized treatment or consultation from international experts without the barriers of traditional financial system. So you as the individual, you're not limited to just using these tokens in the country which you reside in. You can use them across countries, or rather across borders. And then we have the 11th, the other significance, I guess we're in number now. It lowers barriers to preventive care. Preventive care services, examples of these preventive care services include vaccinations, screenings, and health education can be funded and accessed using these tokens. Lowering the cost and accessibility barriers to preventive care helps individuals stay healthier and avoid more severe health issues later on. Then we have another one, enhanced trust in healthcare transactions. The transparency that we had talked about, transparency being a significance of these tokens, and now we're saying the transparency that is provided by the Actuate token systems build trust between patients and healthcare providers. Patients can see exactly where their payments are going, ensuring that they are receiving fair and honest services. So there's no time a patient will start questioning where their tokens went or something like that, because they already trust those healthcare providers. Then we have access to cutting-edge treatments and research. Individuals can use Actuate tokens to gain access to new treatments or participate in, let's say, clinical trials for cutting-edge medical research. It doesn't benefit their own health only, but it also contributes to the advancement of medical science. And then we have financial inclusion in healthcare, and these Actuate tokens, they provide an alternative to traditional banking and financial systems, making it easier for unbanked and underbanked individuals to access and pay for healthcare services. It is more so important in regions where, let's say, traditional financial infrastructure is not there, it's lacking. Yeah, so that's it from me. I believe by now we all know, or rather we are able to understand the importance of Actuate tokens in individual health access. And yeah, it really has the potential to transform individual health access by making healthcare more affordable and more accessible and also more efficient. Whether it's direct payments for services or ensuring secure and transparent transactions, these tokens empower individuals to take control of their healthcare and engage more fully with the health services they need. So that was my time. My name is Rose Mugwe. Back to you, Glory.
Thank you, Rose, for that wonderful presentation. Wow, thank you. The presentation was on point. Thank you for highlighting the many ways we can utilize our very own token to achieve realized health access. So now I will welcome our CEO, Dr. Masharia, to give further remarks about the topic. Doctor, you're welcome.
All right. Now, can you hear me? There's some noisy machines going on outside. Can you hear me okay? Hello? You can't hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you very well.
Oh yeah, because I think there are lawn mowers. They're very noisy. Can't even hear myself talking. Yeah, but can you hear those lawn mowers? There are people cutting the lawn outside. It's noisy machines. Oh, I think they're affecting me online. Okay. So yes, thank you so much, Rose Mugwe. Rose Mugwe, we've met before in these sessions, maybe about 3 months ago. You spoke to us, and thank you for giving us a very concise and precise, points about how Actuate token is very useful to individual health. Yeah, individual health of an individual. That's been an individual human being, individual human or individual person. Because sometimes when we are talking about health care, we tend to forget the individuals. Yes, because particularly when we are thinking about governments and the World Health Organization, the World Bank, the United Nations. When the World Health Organization is talking about health, it thinks about public health, okay? Or even the United Nations, it's about public health. Or even the World Bank, it's about public health. Or even the nation, the government, it's about public health. Or even community health. But the individuals are not visible. Basically, from these organizations, is top-down type of health thinking that they do not understand that the community or the public does not exist except for individuals. So without individuals, there is no community. And without individuals, there's no public. Without individuals, there's no nation. So health begins with each individual. So that is the thing. And that's where the rubber hits the road. And when you see all these problems in healthcare, in all countries of the world, is because the way the healthcare system is designed today, it does not acknowledge individuals. We talk about public health. A lot of money funding public health, but public is not an individual. You see the difference between forest and the trees. A tree is not a forest. You know, a forest is made of individual trees, but then in each forest, there are different types of trees inside, and all the trees are not the same. Same way, the individuals are very different. So the individual need cannot be aggregated into public need. So we talk about public, when we talk about public health needs, as if that replaces the individual health need. The individual and the public are not the same thing. They're so completely different entities. So that is why it's important for us to think about the individual, because without thinking about the individuals, we have no public. We think about the health of an individual, because without health of an individual, there is no health of public. So public health is a misguided idea if it contains no individuals inside it. Public health without individual is said to be inhuman, because there is no human inside the public. If in the design of a public health program, there's no consideration of the individual humans. So such a program is said to be inhuman. See? So these are basic principles you want to understand. That there is no public health without individual health. And any attempt to implement public health without human consideration is inhuman in itself. And that causes to catastrophic failure, which we have seen so many times. And to avoid that catastrophic failure in health, we are saying that in Actuate, we have to start at the level of every individual. This individual can be a small child, a newborn baby, a pregnant woman, and a teenager, a young adult, a man, a woman, individuals. And then when you now see individuals in that way, you begin to see something called diversity. These individuals are all different from one another, so you cannot aggregate them. So you cannot create an aggregate solution for individual health. So because the health is specific to each individual, then the only health that would work is the one that's called personalized health. Personalizing the health intervention to every individual. or particularizing the health intervention to every individual. So I talked about that long time ago in a book I called Emergency, and I called it Maximizing Particularizability. Maximizing Particularizability. So I would all encourage you to read my book, published in 2010. And I will send you a link of that sometimes later here if I can find it. Maximizing particularizability, because you cannot produce health at a general level. When we talk about generalization, public health, national health, community health, it is not possible without individuals. So we have to understand the particulars of each individual in order so that we can create something called personalized health or personalized medicine. Okay, that's way of introduction, preamble. Then I can tell you the traditional financing system for health does not recognize individuals. Because traditional financing system either coming from the government, we're talking about Ministry of Health, government financing. The basic level of understanding is at the public level. It's called public health or community level. That is why the health financing through the ministries of health does not reach down to the people, individuals, because it has no comprehension. It does not comprehend the individual. See that old financing system, or the old, it's still there, it's the one that's happening, does not recognize individuals, doesn't recognize you as a person. You do not exist in the consciousness of the healthcare system today, as it is today. Is that tragic? So even when you're buying health insurance through National Health Insurance Fund, remember it says National Health Insurance Fund, does not say individual health insurance fund. It's about the health of the nation. How can a nation be healthy if the individuals are not healthy? See, it is what you call, it's a misnomer. You could say it's a very wicked idea that you can think of the nation being healthy, but the individuals in the nation are not healthy. It's an adventure in missing the point. But that is because of the way the health financing is structured. It comes from the top. It's a top to bottom down approach. So that coming all the way from the World Health Organization. So the World Health Organization creates the prescriptions, what you can do about healthcare in your country. And then you are given a prescription as the Minister of Health to implement. So the ministries of health are implementing recommendations from the World Health. So when the World Health Organization deludes itself to believe that you can have world health by asking the ministers of health to create national health. But when it comes to the ministers of health, they forget that the health of the nation does not exist except with the individuals being healthy. So individuals are left out in the entire equation. See, that's the problem. And why is it that individuals are not visible? Because there has never, ever been a technology, particularly in finance itself, that can appreciate the individual until the blockchain came along. Decentralized finance. So instead of having centralized health financing, which comes from the top to bottom, we have decentralized finance that is bottom to top, bottoms up. Now, in decentralized finance, particularly with Actuate token, you know that everybody who is here, you already know that each one of you can have your Actuate token all by yourself without having to wait for the Minister of Health or the Minister of Finance or the World Health Organization or the World Bank. So for you to get Actuate token is not something that you need permission from anybody else. It's permissionless. Because for you now to get financing for the traditional health financing, For you to get funding distribution, you have to get permission from the Minister of Health. The Minister of Health has to get recommendation from the World Health Organization. So those are permission system. Permissions coming from the top. But now in decentralized finance, the permission comes from the bottom. You, as an individual, you are the one in charge of the permission to decide whether you want to fund the health system for yourself or not. Nobody else but you. 100%, you are in charge. And that's the power that comes with the blockchain. And we have discussed this many times before, where that power comes from. It's the new mathematics of disequilibrium, which recognizes the disequilibrium or the randomness that individuals and the diversity, what we talked about, that the nature itself introduces diversity spontaneously. So we are all diverse. So the only technology that is able to recognize the diversity of nature, and therefore the diversity of human beings, the diversity of individuals in a community, is blockchain technology. Okay? There has never been any other technology that was there before, except maybe the internet, you could say. Let us say information system acknowledges diversity. And that diversity is what enables you to get Actuate token right on your wallet, which is on your phone. So all you need is to have a cell phone, smartphone, and a wallet, and that's that. You don't need World Health Organization. You don't need Minister of Health. You do not need the World Bank or Minister of Finance. So it means that it's borderless, permissionless. And that, when you come from that point, then you ask yourself, what is health access from the perspective of the individual? An individual accesses health if an individual can pay for the health services. See, if you can pay for your services, then you have access. That's it. There is nothing else. It's about having money to pay. So how do you get money to pay? Now with tokens, and we're going to make sure that people are able, the providers, whoever is selling health, so that the individual can pay, accept to be paid in Actuate token. And that's going to be the biggest campaign to make sure that the healthcare providers, or the ones who are giving services, are accepting to get paid in Actuate token. That's it. So that's it. They have to accept to be paid Actuate token in order for the Actuate itself to have meaning to the individual. So now, but where does the person, the individual, get those tokens from? That's the question. Number one is you can obtain those tokens through the reward system, like what Rose has told us, rewards for good, for doing good. It's called incentivization for good things, for doing good for yourself. Now, right here in the Learn to Earn program, you receive incentive in form of Actuate tokens for just participating in learning. It's called Learn to Earn program. Now, when you introduce this in health, we're now going to incentivize good behaviors like exercise, diets, doing good things, getting vaccine, preventive health. So if you participate in a preventive health program by getting vaccinations, because a lot of people do not go to get vaccines. Why? Because nobody pays them to do that. But if you get incentive in form of tokens, you start earning tokens. See? So that's where it begins, that you now accumulate tokens because of doing the right things. So it's called incentivization of the right behavior. And so that incentivized program is the beginning of access. So first of all, it prevents you from becoming sick. So you do not have to worry about going to hospital because you're going to be well, because you're preventing diseases from attacking your body. And so that keeps you out of hospital. And there has never been anything, any program ever invented that has incentivized people to stay healthy. They get paid to stay healthy? No, there isn't, because it's not been possible in the centralized finance system. So that's the power of the blockchain itself, that we are now able to incentivize healthy behavior with the Actuate token. And we're going to implement this such that throughout the country, every woman who takes her baby to the World Baby Clinic receives tokens. Every woman who attends prenatal care, a clinic, for Well Mother Clinic, a Well Woman Clinic gets tokens, not because she went there, but she has done something that is positive for her health. And so she needs to get rewarded, be happy about it. And that is, we're going to be programming there so that in 2025, we are able to roll it out. So that is incentivizing behaviors for prenatal care, incentivizing delivery in a good place, like where they have midwives, that the delivery is going to be healthy, incentivizing vaccines for mothers who take their baby for vaccinations, incentivizing breastfeeding, then incentivizing good nutrition, and incentivizing exercise. So it's all incentivization. That is where it all begins. That is one step ahead, and that is something that has never happened anywhere. Nobody gave you incentives for getting vaccinated. Yes. So then, having money in your pocket, very important. How do you get money in your pocket? By selling things that you produce. So we actually token itself being a platform for exchange, because it is currency. It's called cryptocurrency. We want to use it to help people transact value, exchanging value with one another. A lot of people are not able to sell what they produce. A lot of people. You could say in Africa, nearly 90% of the people, the work they do each day, they cannot sell the value of that work to anybody. Okay? Not because there's no demand, it's because there is something in the air that prevents people from selling to one another. How can you explain that people produce so much milk in Nyandarua County, and eventually they have to pour that milk because even the dogs don't want to drink it? It's too much. How can you explain that people produce so many cabbages and they end up feeding those cabbages to cows, and the cows don't even want to eat the cabbages or potatoes? This is what we call post-harvest loss. It's gargantuan. And yet, in the same place, in the same country, there are people who do not have access to milk and people who do not have access to cabbages or potatoes, and they are starving. What is the problem? There's no connection between the consumers and the producers. That's a very huge, and that's one program we want to work with very hard to produce health access, so that people can get paid for the work they produce instead of them wasting what they have produced. There is a market for those products and they can get paid. One thing that causes people to throw away the stuff they have produced is that there's nobody coming to buy them. Okay? They produce, I know that because I grew up in a village. Nobody was coming to buy our potatoes, or nobody was coming to buy our maize or chicken or beans. So you either grow them. And so no one is training people to do that. And this is something we want to actively work with together with the retailers. So people who own the retail system, retail networks like Naivas, people like QuickMart, we want to work with them so they can help farmers, local farmers, to sell their products and their produce. And when they're able to do that, they have money in their pocket. This is going to require some very high-level partnership with all these retailers, because the people who own retail systems, like supermarkets, they actually know how to sell, and they will help local people sell their products. And that's how you get people earning money And that can only be coordinated with incentivization program, incentivizing the retailers themselves to enable farmers or local producers to gain access to market so they can sell their things. And if we are on the same platform, both the farmers, the local producers, and the supermarket owners, tied together by the Actuate token itself, which we like to call in Actuate Foundation the stickiness factor, the token that binds us together, helps us to stick together, common united people, the farmers and the supermarket owners. We are not enemies, but we are friends in Actuate Nation. We are held together by the Actuate token. And that is the second power. So when we incentivize the retailers to help retail products by local producers, then we have access that's guaranteed because they are going to get paid and they have money. So if you have chicken, if you have eggs, you have goats, you're producing meat, you're producing milk, then it is going to be possible for you to be able to sell your produce or products through the retailers and get paid with a token because the retailer also has a token. So now that is the second level of access. Now having money in the pocket, putting money in people's pockets gives people access to health services because they can pay for health services. And that is what we call realized access. So you realize access because you can afford to pay now. So number 3 is what Rose told us. It's called health risk pooling insurance. So because when you pay out of pocket on your own, that's not normal. And of course, the incidence of disease, I mean, when the disease happens to you, you cannot predict. It's unpredictable. You cannot say, oh, in 2025, I'm going to have this set of diseases. I'll have my diabetes. I'll have my high blood pressure. I'll have my, you never say stuff like that. Or you say, I'm going to catch malaria the day after tomorrow. No, you do not know the day or the night when you're going to have that fever or anything. It's unpredictable. That means it is random. The occurrence of disease, just like the population, just like individuals in a population, the incidence of disease is random. What have we said about randomness? The only technology that comprehends randomness is what? It's the blockchain, because itself is built on the science of randomness, entropy itself. So blockchain comprehends randomness. And so randomness is what creates uncertainty. Uncertainty is known as the unknown risk of things that you do not know whether they're going to happen. To forestall such a risk, you create insurance. That insurance was made to overcome that. But the insurance traditional system, we still fall short because they come from the old mathematics of centralized system. So that's why insurance, we don't have any company, a single company, including the NHIF, that can have universal insurance coverage because it does not actually comprehend randomness. Now, with tokens such as this we have, is that the actual token, as we have said, is built on the science of randomness and is able to comprehend randomness. And so pooling risk, like health risk, in form of health insurance, is just second nature. It comprehends it spontaneously. Then you see, how does it do that? And what we are going to do is that for every transaction that all the holders of Actuate token are going to be sending, if you send some tokens, whether you are buying chicken or you're paying for manure for your shamba, for to plant cabbages, whatever the transaction the token, we're going to insert a smart contract that will take us a very small fraction. It's called the transaction fee. And then that money gets set aside into a health risk pool. Imagine if you have millions of transactions every day. How many millions are you going to be able to set aside? And if you're having billions of transactions every month, how many billions of Actuate tokens are you going to be set aside? So that is the point, is that now that as long as we have many people just exchanging value, paying one another, then there's going to be some transaction fee that's going to be dropping into a health risk pool. See, that is how Actuate token itself comprehends randomness of the occurrence of disease, incidence of disease, which in itself is unpredictable. So when you're doing that, because transactions, people are going to be transacting every time, and the transactions themselves are random, you cannot predict who is going to be buying sweet potatoes, or who is going to be buying tea leaves, or who is going to be paying for sugar. You can never predict who is going to do that. Similarly, you cannot predict who is going to fall sick with malaria or tuberculosis. You cannot predict. So both of those events are unpredictable and they are random. But you can see this one technology that comprehends both. And that technology is called the Actuate token. So the Actuate token comprehends randomness. And when you have it, you can see the power of it to create something called universal health access. Because every person who is holding that Actuate token and their transactions among the people, see this transaction among the people, because transaction means it's sending money from one person to another. It's transaction among the people, and there are providers of services who have accepted to get paid in Actuate token. All you have to do as an Actuate holder, somebody who was Actuate, is go to the clinic and flash your QR code, and then that provider gets paid from the pool of money, the health risk pool. So that is something that's gonna be is very amazing, and something that's never been possible to do in the past, but it's gonna require some gray matter. So that's why we are all here, because you can say this is an assembly of people with gray matter, okay? So that we can implement that. The gray matter requirement is to, first of all, create a smart contract, which you are working on. Number two, the gray matter required is to break down what I've just explained to you to the people in the community, so that everybody gets Actuate token as soon as now. Open a wallet, get Actuate token so you can get ready, because when, particularly now, we pull off this summit in December, then after that, it is all rolling down the hill. We go down here. Yeah. So you can see those are three ways. We could say three general ways, very, very powerful, that recognizes the individuality of a human being in relation to the health of a human being. And only Actuate token is able to do that. Now, after that, everything else falls into place. Now, when you talk about quality, which Rose talked about here, and how Actuate is going to ensure quality. Quality is a function of the effectiveness of the products that we're using for health services. The effectiveness. Now, the product or service that you are using is as effective as it is based on local knowledge, understanding the local people. And the only way we can create such products is through taking all that knowledge that we have in the country, in our universities, in the research organization, and then translating it to manufacture products that have got fit, and they have working.
Email, one new message. Email, one new message.
Let me check this machine.
1347.
their working capacity in the local condition. 1347. So the this way we have this biomedical research translation program, because by translating our biomedical knowledge, we are going to create products that are now going to ensure quality of care, because quality cannot happen with imported knowledge. See, also we have the science, technology, engineering, mathematics translation program, also to translate our technical knowledge, because you cannot have anything of quality using imported knowledge, believe it or not. Because knowledge, say for example, if all the research that was used for creating something is coming out of Boston, then you try to make it work on the ground in Kenya, it doesn't fit. And who knows that very well? Even a company like Toyota. Did you know that Toyota, to create Toyotas that are good for roads of Kenya, they do all that research at JQuat in Juja in Kenya. So motor vehicle engineering research, they have their own laboratories there. And then we're told that Toyota is coming from Japan. No, the knowledge about how to create a tropicalized Toyota that can do the roads of Nairobi and those potholes you find in the city, and then go out to the countryside. That research itself is done in Kenya on a daily basis. So then they export the data to go and design the vehicles in Japan. Why is it that in medicine we accept products made by research conducted, say, in Russia or in Great Britain or in Glasgow, where is that, Ireland or Scotland or Brazil, instead of using the knowledge that's local? This means that whenever the products comes in, it doesn't work among our people. It ends up causing a lot of trouble, and we do not know why, because you're saying this is the best medicine. Who said it's the best medicine for the population where it was tested? As you have heard, individuals are different everywhere. There's diversity. So the way you metabolize things when you are in Nyeri is different from the way you metabolize things when you are in Boston. Did you know that? Your metabolism changes. Why? Because it depends on what you're eating. So your liver, you all know this, that your liver behaves differently, depends on what you're eating. So, and the liver is where all the medicines are processed. Okay. So you get something called the first pass reaction. Zoop. So that's the whole thing. That if the research is not local, then the product based on all that research is not local. And that means it will only be working maybe 50% of the time, or even 20% of the time. So what percent of the people receiving that medications are not going to improve? So that is just that. So, and you see, if we know, even clothes and stuff, you see, if you have a shirt, just a shirt designed for a Chinese man, it doesn't fit well when it is worn by a man from Ukabani. They are both men. And you know that. If you go shopping, even for trousers designed for Chinese men, they don't fit well among the Kikuyu men. Why is it? Because Chinese men have got different, physical features, topography than the Chinese men. So that's just how specific it is. If a trouser is going to have to be adjusted, how much more adjustment do you think will be needed for medications? Now you know that we are all different, and you have to acknowledge that our difference is the primary thing that occurs for all of us. So diversity is the only common thing that is common for all of us. Diversity is the only common thing that is common for all of us. So if we don't acknowledge diversity, then we are not acknowledging the reality. Okay, so diversity, that acknowledging diversity is what will help us to produce quality. because, and you see that applies also to what we're talking about. Individuals are different from one another. See, so this support, when you now understand that, then you can see all the 15 points that Rosemary has given us, they fit into that model. First of all, understanding diversity, understanding the reward system is the beginning of everything. Okay, rewarding the healthy behavior for every individual, not rewarding communities or public, but rewarding individuals for doing good, giving them incentivizations for doing good, for then helping people sell what they produce, then putting money in their pockets so they can actually afford to go and pay for the health services, health risk pooling, making sure that every transaction helps to pool the money together to pay the providers. That's the new way, the new mode of health insurance. And then what? Then we go to the quality itself. And when you do all those things, the cost drop dramatically. Particularly if you're using local knowledge to create products. So products are manufactured locally. We do not need to import anything. And when I say anything, I mean everything, because today we are so notorious at importing products. We import even water, which we use for intravenous fluids. We import even water which used in the laboratory. It's called distilled water. The fact that water is distilled does not mean it's European. Why do we import distilled water from Europe? Do they get more rain than we do? Maybe they do get a lot of snow. But it rains everywhere. Why are we importing water? Yeah, why are we putting water for use in our laboratories, like distilled water? Why are we importing water that we're using for intravenous fluids? Why are we importing? Yeah, why are we importing water? And that water is the basic thing. Then we import other things that you don't even know to tell people because you'd be very ashamed. We import air. Can you believe it? Now we call them hospital gases. When you say they're hospital gases, we think they are sacred, sacrosanct gases. So we import oxygen, we import nitrogen, we import helium. By the way, all these gases are found in your air, the same air you are breathing. It's not that they come from some other place, and then we're told that we are importing it. I think it's one thing to be told that you're importing petroleum, which actually is also underground, but air, please. So anyway, all that importation, whenever we import something, we are paying the workers of the other country with money that we don't even seem to have. Why don't we just capture our own air and put it in containers? Or why don't we just capture the water and put it in bags so we can use it for intravenous fluid? And this is what has got to stop. And that's what you're talking about. Translation science is how to manufacture those things locally. You will discover that the work of manufacture is not really expensive. It's just the intent to do it. If we don't do it, it's not going to be done. And then we work as if we cannot have water of our own. Now, let me tell you, when you import products from abroad, not only do you pay the importation costs, which already is very high. So for example, say if a bag of water getting imported is say 15,000 shillings. So when you're buying it in say Germany, then you have to ship it. You have to load it on a ship or maybe an airplane, and then it has to come to the port of entry, either Mombasa or JKIA. But then you have to pay the custom duty. They call it duty. I don't even know why they call it duty. You have to pay custom duty. This duty, you are paying it to who? To the government of Kenya. So if it was costing you 15,000 shillings plus another 15,000 for transporting it, then you have to pay another custom duty of 15,000 shillings. So the same bag of water that costs 15,000 shillings in Germany ends up costing in Kenya 45,000 shillings. And then you say that bag now you're going to find it in a hospital. They are going now to infuse it in a human being, in an individual. And that individual also have to pay the hospital itself. So at the end of the day, at the end of it all, that bag costs 100,000 shillings. Just one bag. And that one bag in the home country is 15,000. So you can see why healthcare in Germany will be so much cheaper than receiving healthcare in Nairobi. Because for the same procedure, you are paying 1,000 shillings, 100,000 shillings, and the Germans are paying only 15,000 shillings. And that's not just Germany. We're talking about Great Britain. We are talking about France. We are talking about Boston, Massachusetts. That the cost of care in Boston is 10 times cheaper than the cost of care in Nairobi. Not because you're going to receive very good quality care, but because we are using all imported products. Everything is imported. And now there's all these costs, overhead costs that are coming from the transportation cost, the custom duty, a lot of taxation on top. Now even talk about water, that's and I can tell you this conversation is very, very big because everything we use in hospital is important. And so you can see if we do not manufacture our own things, including water and air and things like that, even blood. Yeah, blood is donated by our own people. But then you receive a bag of blood, it seems like you're buying it from Germany. Yes? Yes? Yes. Why? Because we are acting as if we do not know it's our own blood donated. We should not do that. We should not continue doing that. But the Actuate token is going to help us recognize that problem and stop doing it. So I just want to close this, to tell you the story of blood. You see, when they take blood from you during blood donation, blood drive, the people who collect that blood, they go and separate the blood into several products. Blood has got the liquid component itself, which is what? It's called serum. That's a fluid. It's got plasma of the blood. So some people, after they are needing hospital procedures, they need plasma. So they need so there are some people who are very good at this, at separating plasma, which can now be sold to the hospital. And the blood you give it for free, but then the person who separates blood to create plasma is selling that plasma to the hospital. All right. So hospital buys plasma of course, the hospital is not the one buying, you are the one paying. You're the one paying for the same plasma that was donated for free. Then in plasma, it's also something called serum. Serum has got proteins. Proteins are antibodies. These antibodies are very, very powerful molecules. And we buy those antibodies for treating autoimmune diseases. And they are very, very, very expensive. Oh my goodness. Yes. But these antibodies are sold by some European organizations to our hospitals. So if you go to a pharmacy, hospital pharmacy, they're going to tell you this antibody serum is going to be costing $120,000 per ml, per milliliter. Yeah. Those antibodies come from our own people. Yes, yes, yes. Why is it that we are paying such a huge amount of money for antibodies that are collected from just our own people? Is that the same way we pick coffee in the villages? It goes to Europe, it comes back as Nescafe. That Nescafe is not even coffee, it's like the shells of the coffee itself. It's not real coffee. The real coffee is sold to Europeans, but we cannot even afford our own coffee. So it is because we are not manufacturing these things locally. And that is when you manufacture things locally, that is how we are going to lower the cost of care. We can only do that with Actuate token. So that you can find this is a very detailed conversation, and we are covering in biomedical translation about how we tackle that. That's what we do on Tuesdays. But then we want to make sure we start building them. So that we're going to use Actuate token, like we've been saying, using retroactive public good funding or quadratic funding to fund translation and commercialization and creation and manufacturing of products. You see that? So we can now cover the costs itself, which affordability, that's why we started at the very top, that healthcare becomes inaffordable because everything is imported. Okay? We have to stop the importation of things that we actually know that are there for us. Okay, so thank you so much and have a good one. Thank you, Glory, back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Ari, for those comprehensive remarks about how we can use our own token to improve individuals' health access. Yeah, as Dr. Ari has said, there's no public health without individual health. It starts from us, and we are the custodians of our own health. So, as you have heard, the many ways we can come up with a solution through our token. Dr. Ari has said that our token can be used to reward like healthy behaviors, seeking preventive care like vaccination. We also reward our learners with tokens. We incentivize learning for attending the health access session. Not only the health access sessions, we have sessions from Monday to Friday. So I would encourage all of us to keep attending the classes and accumulate many tokens, and you also invite your colleagues, your friends. Yeah, so I would like to invite any question or concern. You can type your views through the chat box. Yeah, so thank you so much, Dr. Ari, and thank you to our topic master, Rose, for that comprehensive presentation. Yes, Elijah. So as you type your questions, I will give a brief Okay. So I will give a brief announcement about our summit on December from 3rd to 6th this year. We have an event that is the Actuate Pre-Boston Nairobi Summit at Kenyatta University, and the theme of the summit is using AI, blockchain, and DeFi to improve health and human development. This conference brings together healthcare organizations, IT companies, blockchain companies, and government agencies like Ministry of Health, and also international community like World Health Organizations, United Nations, to have a conversation on how to address the existing gaps in healthcare. So I would encourage everyone to participate, you can participate as an attendee. We also have poster presentations whereby you can, now as we continue to learn, you can brainstorm and come up with an innovative idea on how to solve a healthcare problem. You can check more on our website. Also, you can register as an attendee, and also you can participate in looking for sponsors. So we have various sponsorship packages. There is a diamond sponsor, which goes for $10,000. We have platinum sponsor, which goes for $7,500. Gold sponsor, $5,000. Silver sponsor, $3,000. Bronze sponsor, $1,000. So you can participate in looking for the sponsors, because for every package your sponsor offers, you get 5% of it. And these sponsors can be pharmaceutical companies, agricultural companies, IT, yeah, and many others. You can also check more from our website. I would like to encourage everyone to be part of this, and we already have a good number of speakers. Like we have people like Dr. Magoha, you all know him. He's a neurosurgeon. We have people like Dr. Koigi. Dr. Koigi, the other is a gynecologist, and the other day was on Citizen TV talking about the role fathers can play in postpartum care. So get a chance to engage in conversations with such experts from various sectors. And yeah, please, you can check more on our website, or you can also contact me. Yeah. Daktari, do you have anything to add?
Hey, Glory, please tell me. Am I audible now? Yeah.
Yes,
All
we
right.
can hear you, Doctor.
All right. So, yes, well, the summit. As you know, we have talked about the summit many times before. You already know what the summit is about, so there's no need telling you the details like beginners. I think everyone who is here has heard about the summit over and over again and become very, very popular. One thing you want to know, the summit has gained momentum. It is already lifted off. It's not on the ground anymore, it's flying. So the question is, are you on board? Are you on board with the summit? Because today we are talking about the Actuate token and individual health access. From what we have discussed today, can you create a poster that shows what we have said? We have talked about health access itself in Actuate token. It's very fundamental. And I think it should be a poster on realized access. People realize access when they have the token, and the token is transacting so that those transactions can go into a liquidity pool. You create a good, compelling argument. Argument is on the poster. You put it up there for people to see what you're talking about. What is going to be mind-blowing to people on your poster is explaining to people about health risk pools and how they're going to work. So read more about how we can do that. And so that I can steal some ideas for you. Yeah. For this health risk pools to work, we have to operate with things called oracles. A few weeks ago, we talked about oracles here on a Saturday morning. Oracles are those things that collect data from 180. They collect data from the physical world, which is in Christian Bible is known as the world of Caesar. You know, Jesus Christ said, render unto Caesar what is Caesar, render to Caesar to what is Caesar's. That is the physical world. And oracles collect data from the world of Caesar, and then they on-ramp that data onto the blockchain. Okay. So then the blockchain uses that data to make predictions. It's for health insurance. So now the question, that's one thing, that how can I be using that ideas of Oracle to collect data? So in terms of health insurance, health risk coverage, like creating a health risk pool that I've got health risk coverage. You as a student of health access, you want to say in that Oracle itself, what's the minimum data needed? The data is how many people or data points must you need in order for you to make a decision? The participation data, yes, or the number of people participating. And I think this in traditional insurance, they call that actuarial analysis. Actuarial analysis. It's like actuarial finding out in what's called life tables. And in the traditional finance, they use actuarial or those life tables to create predictive models for health insurance consumption. But as you have seen, their predictive models are falling short so badly because they do not recognize the individual. They don't even acknowledge the diversity or even randomness. They don't encourage randomness. So what's going to be award winning for you is to create a poster explaining to people how Actuate token itself, because it's built on science of randomness, is going to capture the traditionally incapturable, the random data to feed into the oracles that now provide those life tables. So life tables, for the first time ever in history of mankind, are going to be life or living. Let's say they are living. So we call them life tables, but they're not living. They're about the dead. Do you know that when the tables they are talking about, they are made of data from the dead? Yes. The tables they call life tables are made about the data from the dead. How do they collect the data from the dead? So we use the data of the dead to make the decision about the living. That's a huge contradiction. Even Matthew himself noted that. He said, why are you looking for the living among the dead? Because we use the dead to predict the living. Because the dead have already died. So the dead is an absolute instant that you can tell that's finished, it's dead, it's quit. So, but then we take that data of the dead to predict the living. Yes. So when you're looking at health insurance companies, they're saying, what is the likelihood of death of this person? So it's still, for example, if you've got say you got a disease, any disease, they're saying, what is the 5-year survival of that person? What's the 10-year survival? They're not really talking about survival. It's who is likely to die within the next 5 years. Who's likely to be dead within the next 10 years. So the life tables are instructed by the data from the dead. So it's like the dead coming to tell us what to do about finance. And so what is transformational about the blockchain? We are now able to capture data from the living on the fly, as what goes transaction by transaction. Okay, transaction by transaction. And so when you create when you're thinking about health access, you want to think about how beautiful the blockchain is. the Actuate token is going to be in terms of creating knowledge from the living to create life tables, even health reporting. So create, now these are ideas about a poster, that you can create a poster that's based on what we have talked about today, and you make it an award-winning poster. Very, very powerful. By the way, for those people who may not know, we are not going back. Not just us here, the world is not going back to the centralized financing. I can tell you that for a fact. We are not going back. The world is not going back. So you want to be the one of them who brought this light to the people. To tell them, listen, this is the way things are going to be. How do I know we are not going back? Because I have gone through several transitions like this myself. And in the beginning, when there's a transition, people are complaining, they're saying all this, that. For example, when email came along around 1994, so people who were used to sending letters by post office were saying, hell no, I cannot send an email. What is an email? What is an email? Yeah, because people are coming with the argument saying that, oh, I like to receive a physical letter, postcard, that's really something. But an email is impersonal. Yeah. Now tell those same people to be going to the post office every day to send letters. They are going to ask you, are you crazy? Don't you have an email? And yet, that was before WhatsApp came. And you have seen transitions like this. People could not believe that you can have a meeting online. An online meeting. What is that? Where are you going to be sitting online? Yeah. So today we're having online meeting as if it was second nature. So the same thing, the blockchain is here and it is not going to go back. It's like when the smoke has come out, you cannot put the smoke back into the fire. Yes. So you want to be the one to bring this light to our people. I hear some people complaining about crypto, saying that, oh, they don't want to be involved in crypto business. Oh, Veronica. So yeah, those people are misguided. They actually do not understand what is here already. So make a poster, make it an award-winning poster, and be there. Let's come and celebrate. So it's very, very, very powerful. And in fact, I'm saying that the more we keep talking about this, the greater the number of people that are going to show up at the summit is increasing. Because there's still some people submitting the abstract saying they want to come. And there's still some people. Now we're working on companies, organizations. And I can tell you that in another 4 weeks, you are going to see some very serious transformation. It's just we continue working like this. But the idea is that some people are thinking that the crypto will go back to the bottom, or like the smoke will get back to the fire. They are misguided. Yeah, that is a bad idea. So once the thing is out, it's out. You cannot take it back. Okay, and this is a technology that's very, very powerful. So make a poster, and I think all of you who are here, you have heard a lot. Do not let all that you have heard go to waste. Use it. Use it very powerfully. Yes, there is no technology that was ever invented that went back to where it came from. It was always there. So for example, when electricity came along, it never went back to the home country of electricity. Instead, people used it so much and they found more and more uses. Initially, electricity was just for lighting electrical bulbs. Yeah. But today, what are we using electricity for? Everything, including sending money, even talking to one another. So you can see that the blockchain is like that. You're going to find it in every single aspect of your life, just like electricity. The only thing is that we can fail to recognize it and then we don't use it, like what's happening in very many places where people do not have electricity. Okay, that's what I wanted to add that. I just want to encourage you strongly and do not go back. Cast away not your confidence. Cast away not your confidence, because the reward of the recompense is very big. That is what Paul told the Hebrews. Yeah, he said, we are not of them that draw back to perdition. That is Hebrews 9:35. For those of you who like to read materials, you say Hebrews 9:35. Do not cast away not your confidence. Yes. So because you are the precipice of greatness. All right. So that is what I want. I want to add there. Glory. Yeah, back to you.
Thank you, Dr. So all of you have heard about the summit and how you can make an impact. So thank you all for joining, and thank you to our topic master Lillian, and thank you to Dr. for making time for this session. I encourage you to keep attending our sessions, and let's engage on our social media, in our WhatsApp group, LinkedIn. Let's continue the conversation. Yeah, the attendance form has been shared, so I will give you a few minutes to fill. The purpose of filling this form is for you to receive Actuate token to incentivize your participation in this session. So make sure you fill. Unless there's any other concern, we can adjourn the meeting. Once you fill the form, you're free to leave.